I have with me Joe Hernandez-Kolsky. He is an Emmy Award-winning and two-time HBO Deaf Poet.
Yep.
Thank you for coming, man.
My pleasure.
Wow, this is going to be fun, I can tell already. Also have with me Joshua Silverstein. Silverstein. We went back and forth in the office about this.
That's great.
Joshua Silverstein, an accomplished actor and comic who can be seen weekly on Drop the Mic on TBS. How did you get into entertainment? You walking down the road and one day you decided?
I started acting as a child in professional theater in Chicago, like when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and really just immediately fell in love with it and went to Princeton University and thought, I need to focus now on my grades, and then was like, oh, look, that's an audition notice. And before I knew it, I continued with theater. And it's just, has always been the thing that I've done. I tried getting in my family. I have a strong political background from my family. So I worked briefly at the White House in college doing speech writing. And I just realized that that really wasn't a medium for social change that I thought, I didn't think it was the best use of what I could do.
Right.
And didn't make me the happiest. Like, I love entertaining. I love making people laugh, and I love working with this guy and really just trying to push boundaries.
Joshua, how did you get into entertainment?
My parents both being activists, I was around a lot of art that was socially engaging, and found my roots in theater through various theater programs and workshops growing up in LA. I went to Hamilton High School, which is a very big theater program, and went to an art school for college, and jumped into the spoken word community as I was in college. Found my roots there. Met Joe, and I think it kind of was a bit of a snowball effect of me just being in it all the time. You know, I grew up at the Agape International Spiritual Center, which also was home to lots and lots of entertainers and actors and singers and songwriters. So I was always around art growing up.
What is a man?
What is a man? That's quite a...
Well, I think what is the X chromosome?
Other than the physical parts of a man, what is a man?
I don't think there is one single definition. I think there are 4.5 billion different men in this country, and they all have their own definition. It's a pretty amazing thing. Like, in the poetry world, there's this one poet who, you know, when you start drinking the haterade, I was reading her bio once, and it said, she sees the world through a different pair of eyes. And I'm like, we all do.
Yeah.
Like, so in the end, describing what being a man is in masculinity, I can tell you what my definition is.
Yeah,
my definition.
What is a man, and are you a man?
Absolutely.
You are a man, so what is a man,
so
in your opinion?
My definition is I grew up in a space attempting to always achieve balance between what is defined in larger terms as the feminine and the masculine. I was raised in a house where you were not afraid you were never afraid of your emotions, but I was also raised to be very chivalrous and be protective. And you protect a woman not because she's weak, but because she's important. So I've always had that in my life. So I grew up being the best friend of the girls. Like, I was always like, I just hung out with girls. And like, from the age of 10, when all the boys were roughhousing outside and all the girls were inside dancing on the dance floor, I was like, that's where I want to be.
Wow.
And so, you know, I grew up.
Amazing.
Well, what?
Amazing.
I mean, that's just...
So do you identify more with the female rather than the male?
Well, it's interesting. I think I've gone through phases in my life where I was the one boy in the dance class, I was the one boy in the yoga class, and as somebody who is preparing to be someone's husband and someone's father, I gravitated to boxing as a form of expression for me, because I felt balanced out who I am. I feel different.
What caused you to become so emotional as a young person?
I think we are all emotional, and I think some of us are just taught not to embrace it, and I think that's dangerous, and I think it comes out in unhealthy ways then. So I was always taught that it's never wrong to cry. And
who taught you that?
My mom and my dad, yeah.
Did your father know that your mother was teaching you to be emotional and play with
Sure.
and dance with the girls?
Yeah, everything that I became, these were choices that they made together.
Why did he allow her to teach you that?
Because he came from an unemotional family, and it wasn't healthy for him.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, I grew up. My grandparents were alcoholics and did not know how to express their emotions, and because of that, I think I think there was some growth that did not occur.
So are you married?
No.
And have you dated?
Yeah.
So when you date women, do they resent you for being like them, emotional like a woman?
No, because I don't think I'm emotional like a woman. I think I'm emotional like a man. I'm emotional like I am.
But real men are not emotional.
Yeah, that's where I think we're going to disagree.
Why?
Because first of all, the definition of what is a real man, we're real by the fact that we exist. There is no definition of what it means to be real. And I think there are different definitions for every single person.
But if you are emotional and your girlfriend is emotional, when she is emotional, how do you help her? If you're feeling,
I think there's a balance that
way
occurs.
that she's feeling.
I think there's a balance that occurs. I think we can become the rock when the person needs that, and
But
vice
how?
versa.
If you're emotional, you can't be a rock.
I think what your definition of emotional is maybe different than mine.
What's yours?
Mine means like being connected to what affects you and not being afraid of that. So I don't run away from that, but at the same time, when I need to be the rock, I'll be that.
One last thing about that. So when you were growing up, the boys would be outside playing, the girls would be inside dancing.
Yeah, I had all the 13-year-old girls on lock.
And that was something.
I was 10 years old. I had no idea what to do with them, but
and there was something within you that said, "Hey, I'd rather be dancing with the girls than playing outside."
yeah, because the girls loved to dance with Joey Kolsky, because I would do my little footloose dance move, and they just fell in love with me.
You still dance?
Oh God, yeah.
Let me see you cut loose.
I'm not gonna cut loose right now.
Joshua, other than the physical part of the male, what is a man?
Well, I mean, look, gender's a construct, right? Gender is a construct that was created to create power, right? And we have bought into the construct because it makes a lot of men feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I think part of the issue with what is a man is you create this rigid definition and then you push away anybody that doesn't fit into that construct. So for me, as a father, as a man in a relationship, I think what a man is to be human. And I think that what I'm teaching my children is to not be afraid of accessing their feelings and emotions, of being responsible, of caring for their family. And these are things that I am hoping that my kids grab onto as morals and values. But I don't know that that defines a man in the broad sense, but it defines me.
You have children?
I have 2 kids,
Boys or girls?
a boy and a girl.
Really? And are you married?
I have a fiance, we're not married yet.
Really?
Yeah.
And so you're teaching your boys and girls to be emotional,
No,
your boy and your daughter to,
I don't think teaching someone to be emotional is the accurate way of saying it. I'm teaching them to have access to their feelings. Now feelings and emotions are different, right? I can have a emotion about seeing a movie, and I can go, oh, this movie is making me feel sad, and I think and I can go, well, that's fine. There isn't anything wrong with you watching something and making you feel something. But I'm not teaching my kids to be irrational. And what that means is you can have emotions, but you can't let those emotions govern your reality, right? So teaching my son to go, hey, listen, if you feel bad about something that someone said to you, that's fine. And it's okay to express that you feel bad. But you can't let that emotion dictate every action you're going to take from then on out. And so,
but if you're into emotions, how would you prevent your emotions from dictating things if you're into
well,
that?
that's a great question. It's about being responsible, right? So being human means, all right, I feel this way, but I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my actions and how I express. So, Joe and I work together a lot, and Joe and I, it's art, and art is, by the very sense of the word, emotional. There's emotions in art. Our job as artists is to have access to what we feel, right? And Joe can have a feeling that creates an emotion in him, and he can express that emotion. And I know that it's my job as his partner, as working with Joe, to go, all right, that's how my friend feels. He's expressing his emotion. But also, I know that I can't let that experience affect me to where I become irrational. Yeah. So there's space for emotion.
So do you tell Joe to cut it out?
Not in those words.
Like, cut out all that mess.
We're
Act
both,
like a man.
Well, we've learned how to accept that we're both we're both very passionate about what we believe in.
Right.
And so when we get into the creative writing room, we both have opinions, and we really we hash it out, which is, I think, a pretty amazing. I think it's pretty powerful what we do. The fact that we've dedicated our lives to navigating what's going on inside of us, in hopes that other people will identify with the experience.
So many people, men and women, do not have access to their emotions and their feelings, and you see it acting out in today's culture. You have people who are running into relationships that are toxic and unhealthy because they don't know how to access their emotions. You have people in power who are freaking out because all of a sudden they're feeling things and they don't know how to deal with it. So I think being in a place of, these are my feelings, and these are my emotions, is fine. Being emotional often kind of correlates, I think, with being irrational. And so I don't think emotions are irrational. They may not be real. They may not be, you may have an emotion that's based on ignorance, or an emotion that's based on a feeling that's not actually happening. But I don't think the having of emotions is a negative thing. I think being able to experience it and being able to express it healthy is fine.
You said that gender is a construct?
Yeah.
What do you mean by construct?
Construct meaning that it is man-made, meaning that there's no scientific proof that it exists, except for the rehearsal of it in our society. Yeah. For example,
it's not God-made, it's man-made?
Well, you're talking to an agnostic. Right. So I don't know that God made gender, right? Because...
But he did. He made man and made woman for man. But let me ask you this.
Yeah. But hold on, let's go to that. So if God made man and woman, right? Talking about a powerful, omnipotent being who created from its own image and likeness a man and then a woman, correct?
From the man,
from the rib, right? From that experience, was there a breakdown as to the ingredients of the male and female?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
Is that in the text?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Yeah. So let me ask, is your father, Joshua, is your father an emotional man?
My father is a man who definitely has access to his feelings, if that's what you're asking me.
Right. So does that mean, yes, he is an emotional man?
Well, I still am not sure that we have the similar to the, I think when you think emotional, you think irrational. And so I'm not quite sure that we're on the same page as what emotions mean. So if you think my father's irrational, no. My father definitely has feelings and is sensitive when it comes to certain experiences, but I don't think my father's an emotional person.
Let me ask, have you seen the movie Inside Out?
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
So
like
let me ask you, is your father...
Because when that rocket went up, I just want to know if a tear came out of your eye. That's all I want to know.
Have you seen Bambi?
No.
You ever seen Bambi?
No.
Have you ever seen a cartoon movie before in your life?
Have I ever seen one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a cartoon movie you've seen.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Well, that's a TV cartoon, but how about like a movie?
I don't go
you've
to
never
movies to see
in your
cartoons.
entire life you've never seen. Well, you're missing a lot of art out there.
But I'm just not into
Or like
cartoons
Finding Nemo,
like that.
when the little tortoise falls off, and then you're worried that it's not going to make it back.
Do you have kids?
You can't help it.
Have you taken your kids to see a film that was animated?
No.
So you've not taken your children. A man
What about
has
Coco?
not taken his children to see a movie?
No. So let me ask, why is it that I'm like stunned listening to you guys right now about it's okay for men to be emotional. Growing up, I never thought I would see today when I would hear men agreeing to become like a woman.
Well, look,
rather
again,
than to be
as a black man.
Let me ask this.
Yeah.
Why is it that in society today there are people who are trying to destroy masculinity but not destroy women?
Well,
They've tried to turn men into women, but not women into
let's
men.
go to that question.
Why
because
is that?
It's a great question.
First of all, have you noticed that?
I think I understand what you're saying,
So
but
you
I disagree with the way you're phrasing it.
You notice this happening, right?
I notice what's happening is people are breaking down the construct. And so, you look at slavery.
Why are they turning men into girls?
Well, you look at slavery, and I don't know who they is, but you look at slavery.
The man hated feminists and weak men and
well, feminists
and the
are
media
just
and stuff like that.
So look,
why are they turning?
let's go
Why
back
are they
to
turning men into girls, and why are men accepting it? I would never want to be a girl.
Right. Well, you're missing out.
Why
But
would,
let
what
so,
am I missing? I mean, all that emotion and stuff is not good.
Well, women are awesome.
I think there's something to be said for the difficulties that women have overcome. The same way, in my opinion, the African American community has overcome certain subjugation. I think it speaks to the strength of the human spirit. And I think in the end, we are 7 billion individuals, regardless of male or female. And when you put them under pressure, we know the old metaphor of you take a piece of coal and you put enough pressure on it, you have a diamond. I think that's very important.
Are you saying that women don't buckle under pressure?
I think women have had to overcome a lot.
Do they buckle under pressure?
No.
I think people buckle
no,
under pressure.
Yes, they do.
I think some people have difficulties.
Absolutely not true.
You don't think men buckle under pressure?
I think
Weak men do.
Weak
I
men
think-
Emotional men do.
I think
but
men-
not real men.
No, I think real men.
Real men
in your
overcome the pressure. Weak men buckle under pressure like a woman. Do you believe women are awesome as well?
Absolutely.
And what's awesome about them?
In my life has been radically improved by every woman I've ever had come into my life.
That's so sad.
How is that
why is
sad?
that sad?
That's like just sad.
Okay, so my mother is an educator.
What has happened to manhood?
I mean,
My mother's an educator who has brought young people throughout over 30 years to travel overseas. She's changed people's lives just through teaching. She was my mom, so I learned about who I was through her experience. She endured so much so I could be where I am. I mean, look, the fact that I get to be in this city is because of my mom, right? So
not because of your father.
Now,
because of both of them.
now
Who do you worship more, your father or your
I
mother?
don't worship anything.
Not like you worship your mother.
I think I'm grateful for my mom, but worship to me feels like
Yeah, I mean,
over the
I don't
existence
worship
of
my
others.
mom. Like, if anybody worships his mom, it would be me. And I don't worship my mom. She was a fallible human being, but who I am is.
Are you just like your mother?
In certain ways I am, but in other ways I'm like my father.
Who was your mom?
Amazing.